Hello YouTube, this is Starting Out Solitary, and I am your sub-host, Wisps and Whimsy, in for RuneAshCraft this week. And our topic this week is spiritual goals. Now, I've been really excited to watch the videos and read the responses this week because I feel like this really kind of shows where our interests are, and our goals kind of reflect who we are in our path. So I find that fascinating. One thing I do want to add before we move on, what you're looking at right now is a rock. I believe it's a quartz crystal that my son found for me, and it is huge and heavy, and it's just, I love it. I can't tell you, I don't even know, it's just the vibe I get from it is just amazing. And the reason you're looking at it is because I had to come out to the car in order to make this video, because I have my daughter is in the house, my son is running around outside, and he really wants me to go for a nature walk with him. The dogs started following me around, and then having some interesting conversations with the neighbor's dog. And so here I am in the car where it's quiet and I can hopefully make a video. So that's why you're looking at this, one of my favorite little rocks. So, on to spiritual goals. This is actually a good way to start out because one of my goals, I have always been really interested in crystals, and I don't know exactly how particularly. I know some people use them for healing, and some people just use them for balancing or for connecting with the elements and gods and goddesses that are related to them. So I'm not exactly sure exactly where my path will lead with that, but that is something that I definitely want to get more into and just gain more knowledge on. There are just certain rocks and crystals that I really feel drawn to, and I'd love to read more into that. So that's one of my goals. You've heard me speak about the Season of the Seeker program through Mirth and Reverence, Annie. And so one of my goals is to complete that. I am notoriously horrible at completion. I start things off with a bang, and I'm just off to the races, and then the next thing I know, all of my good intentions kind of get bogged down with work and family, and I just get tired, and as much as I want to complete things, a lot of stuff has fallen to the wayside over the years. So this is something that is really important to me, that I do complete it, and so I'm definitely committed to that. As far as other goals that I have, I know I've spoken before about my interests are very broad, but my ability to follow them is, of course, not nearly so broad. With work and trying to continue professional development, it makes it really hard to do the study that I would like to do. And so, as much as I'm interested in things like runes or tarot or oracle cards or, herbals, it's very difficult for me to be able to do the amount of study I want to do. And so those are things that I'm kind of leaving off to the side. If I am able to, I will try to incorporate them, but I am not actively seeking out opportunities at this time. Now, as far as actual study on my own, I really would like to go back to foundational books like Drawing Down the Moon. I believe Annika has, I think her current YouTube channel is the Sea Priestess, I believe. But she has shared a lot from Hutton's The Stations of the Sun, and I would be very interested in reading that. Cunningham's Solitary Wicca for the Solitary Practitioner. But I do have a small personal library that I hope to continue building, and so I would like to go back and do some rereading and some new reading adding some books. So if you have any great book recommendations that you absolutely think are required reading for a new pagan or Wiccan or anything that relates to your particular path that you think I might enjoy, please do list, one or two thoughts below. I would love to get some input. I definitely appreciate friends and others around who have experience and can kind of help me say, what, this really is a fluff piece. It's not going to give you what you need to know, or this is extremely in-depth and would be fabulous for learning more about this particular aspect. So if you could do that, that would be awesome. And I would love to hear your thoughts on where you're planning on going in your path this coming year. We're coming up on Mabon right now, so we still have some time before Samhain. I know a lot of people like to use Samhain as a goal setting and starting your year in a day programs and things like that. So I feel like this next turn of the wheel kind of gives me a little leeway, and I'm really hoping to kind of come to some kind of conclusion about a commitment for the year ahead. Last year was my year of exploration. This year has been my year of the season of the Seeker, and so I'd like to have next year be a year of kind of picking a particular pathway for me. It doesn't have to be a set, accepted traditional path, but just one where I can say this is where I'm going. So those are my thoughts on goal setting, at least for the near future and into the new year. And so I'd love to hear what yours are. Please feel free to comment or video response, and if you haven't subscribed to our channel already, please definitely do. We always try to have interesting thoughts to share with you and would love to hear yours. So until next time, this is Wisps and Whimsy, wishing you blessings.